What's up, Peps? How you guys doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Noisy neighbors. That is something that we all have to deal with at some point in our lives, I'm sure. I have lived in 4 apartments in the last 3 years. The first one was just for a month or two. It was when I had just moved in with Ian and their lease was about to be up. But I moved in with him, I think that October, and we moved out at the end of November, so it was just a couple of months. But the noisy neighbor part started when we moved to our first joint apartment with another couple, Christine and George. So we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. It was on the 2nd floor of a 3-story building. Ian and I had 1 bedroom, Christine and George had the other bedroom, and at first everything seemed hunky-dory and awesome and great, but then I think about a month or 2 in, I think someone moved in upstairs on the 3rd floor, and they really enjoyed walking around at 6 a.m. in high heels. Mind you, I never had to be up until 8 o'clock in the morning, so Monday through Friday I was woken up by high heels and had to try to fall back asleep just to wake up a couple hours later. Also, our 2nd floor apartment was not beneath anyone, so lucky for no one, I guess, because there was not an apartment down there. But we lived right above the garages, so every time a garage door opened, that was fun. And we had neighbors that lived next door to us who kept pet birds in their garage. And guess which garage was theirs? The one right beneath Ian and my bedroom. Those birds really were vocal. So then a year passed and we decided as a unit, Ian and I, that it was time for us to live on our own. So we moved into a new neighborhood, and Christine and George moved into the same neighborhood, but 2 different apartments, but we lived in like buildings that were next to each other, so we could still, you know, hang out and whatever. We decided to go with the 3rd floor. I was so excited at the idea of not hearing anybody, at not experiencing noisy neighbors. It was going to be amazing. So we were moving into the 3rd floor. I was so excited because I figured we would never hear noisy neighbors again. Oh my god, it was going to be amazing. I don't know why I did that. So the day that we moved in, my friend Rolly was helping me carry boxes up 3 flights of stairs. And the door is, you know what a door is. A door is a door. You open it, it shuts. Some doors might shut a little bit harder than others, but you know, if you're moving boxes, you're not really gonna stop and try to shut the door quietly. After a couple treks up and down the stairs, so the neighbor next door comes out of his front door and says, "Hi, are you just moving in?" And I'm literally holding a box. So I respond, yes. So he looks at me and responds, "Oh great, can you not slam your door because it shakes my apartment? Thanks." Walks back into his house. Literally, I look over at Rolly with a box in my hand and I was just like, did that just happen? Like, that was a thing that just occurred? This is not, like, we're not on punked, like, that actually happened. So obviously, out of respect for, you know, this person, I made sure to not catch the door, and also made it a point to stomp as loud as possible up and down the stairs for the remainder of carrying boxes, because listen, I am all for like being respectful and not slamming doors like on a typical day, but if I'm carrying a heavy box up 3 flights of stairs and I need to get in the door, like I'm trying to open the door just to get it open, to get in with a box, and I'm sorry that I want to walk into my house and the door shuts behind me. I'm not going to stand and wait for, no, get out of here. No, you're crazy. That specific day, I made sure to not heed his word, and then every day after, I was very respectful. But like, how rude is that? Like, you see me moving boxes, right? And like, you're gonna ask me to not slam the door? Get out of here. So then it turns out that like the neighbors, the guy, they're an old couple, by the way, and I can hear them through the walls, like almost the entire time that they lived next to us. I think they were there maybe 6 or 7 months. When I was in the bathroom, I could hear him going to the bathroom. I could hear them through my closet. Sometimes I heard them arguing. I really wanted to walk next door and like knock on their door and be like, "Hi, yeah, are you guys fighting? Can you not be so loud?" Like, what? But I kind of took solace in knowing that Ian and I have a very healthy relationship. So I'm sure that they heard our healthy relationship at some point. So, sorry. As we're on the third floor, you would assume that you would not hear anyone beneath you, especially because, you know, you're on the third floor. Like, you don't hear, like, clip-clopping above you, no, you know, whatever. So at the time when we moved in, there was no one living beneath us, but then about a month or two later, someone did move in. But it was this weird family that seemed to have way too many family members living in a one-bedroom apartment. First day that I saw them when they moved in, I was walking Millie downstairs, came back up the stairs, that door to their apartment was wide open. Like, just wide open, and there was a mattress in the middle of the living room. No couch, just a mattress, and there was a woman sitting on the mattress with a blanket. Like, she was just sitting with the blanket around her like this. And as I'm walking up the stairs and I notice the door's open, she glances over at Millie and I and gives me, like, the nastiest look ever. Like, why are you looking in my house? Maybe because you have your front door wide open and you're sitting on a mattress that is in the middle of your living room. What? Like, I get that you're moving in, it's cool, but, like, why? She totally looked like she was sleeping. Like, she was in PJs with, like, a blanket and stuff. Like, what, why? And these same people, like, every night, like, between the hours of midnight and 1 a.m., it was like, they just wanted to move furniture. I would hear chairs and crap, like, scooting across the floor. Like, they clearly did not have carpet. Like, they must have had, like, linoleum or, like, tile or something, because when we moved in they told us the third floor apartments would always have carpet because it's just respectful of the people beneath them. Totally get it, that's fine. They clearly did not have carpet, and at midnight, like clockwork, I would be in bed and I would suddenly hear like all of the chairs, like all of the chairs. They just wanted to move every chair. Like, I don't get it. And sometimes it was even later at night and I would just wake up hearing like these loud screeching noises. Like, what are you doing? Finally, one day when I was hearing the noises, it was actually on a weekend, they were doing it and I was up. I think Sama was over my house, we were watching TV, I had the balcony door open. I could hear it even louder because they had their balcony door open as well, like beneath my balcony. So not only do I hear it through the floor, but I hear it even louder outside of my balcony. So I walk out on the balcony and I yell as if talking to Sama, but like extremely loud. Wow, that's really noisy, whatever's going on in the apartment beneath us. I wish they would stop. And guess what? Never heard it again. Never heard it again. They actually moved out a couple months later and it was vacant for about a month, and then a very good looking gay couple moved in beneath us. They were extremely quiet at first, which I was very grateful for, but then I quickly learned that Tuesdays and Thursdays were their at-home date night. I would be sitting in my apartment and suddenly it was as if someone activated like a surround sound and I was thrown into a major motion picture. And they watched all types of movies like Braveheart, Titanic. Like, the soundtracks were just all over the place. Very into action movies. So loud. Like, I can't explain to you, like, who watches TV that loud? Like, I could hear it and it was loud in my apartment. I can only imagine that their eardrums were bleeding because it was so loud. I still don't get it. Like, but it was just every single Tuesday and Thursday. It was like their night when they just watched really loud movies. Now Ian and I live on the ground floor of a 3-story building and we have no neighbors around us. We have one neighbor over this way, but it's across the hall, so she's not connected to us. It is just us on this ground floor. And I think there's a neighbor off yonder that way. It's over there. The only thing that we do here though is that right here, this wall back here, there are 3 garages. One of them is ours. That door in our kitchen that you can't see right now, that's the door to our garage. There's another garage right there, and there's another garage right there. So 2 garages. So the only thing that we hear is the garages opening like through that wall whenever they're opened. I also have this like fear in the back of my mind, completely irrational, that like one day whoever owns that garage is going to hit the gas instead of the brake and crash through our wall. I hope that doesn't happen though. So I'm getting off track, but like I said, no adjacent neighbors, no noise, right? Okay, great. However, our upstairs neighbors must have like bowling ball dropping competitions on the daily, and if they turn on the shower, it sounds like the water is about to burst through my ceiling, whether it be in my second bathroom or my bathroom. They are so noisy. Like, I always wonder, like, what are they dropping? Like, I was sitting on my couch like 2 or 3 nights into living here, and it was just like legitimately sounded like a bowling ball. Like whatever they dropped was so heavy that it was like a loud noise, and it kind of bounced a couple of times, so I don't know what it was, but it was something. So what have I learned from all of this? You can't win no matter what floor you're on in an apartment building. So if you yourself are dealing with noisy neighbors and you're too passive like I was to call them out on their bullshit, might I suggest renaming your Wi-Fi to Shut the F Up Apartment 217? That, or see what you can connect to via Bluetooth in their apartment and start some crazy ghost shit. Maybe they'll move. Probably not. Anyway, have you yourself had to deal with noisy neighbors? Let me know in a comment down below. If this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, hi, I'm Kayleigh. You should subscribe by hitting that red button right down below and we can become best friends forever. Links to my Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Instagram are also down below. I'll see you guys in a few days with another video. Peace out, Trouts.